Have you ever been told by your doctor that your symptoms are just part of being a woman? If so, I'm going to talk to you about 3 symptoms that are not just part of you being a woman and how to advocate for your health with your doctor. Let me paint this picture for you. You schedule an appointment, it is months from now, and you wait for this appointment because something funky doesn't feel right, and just deep down, you know it's not right. You go to the doctor, they see you for a couple minutes, and then you don't feel really heard, and they just kind of brush you off of like, oh, well, everyone has that. That's normal for a woman. Don't worry about that. That just happens as you get older. And you leave with no explanation, no understanding, probably some pushback about what kind of tests to run, maybe a prescription that you didn't know you wanted or needed and weren't really explained to you of why you need to take it. And you're just kind of like, that's it. So, do you settle for that or do you advocate for your health? It is really, really hard to do when they're the professional and they're looking at you like, yeah, did you just chat GPT that or Google it? And you know you deserve answers. If that is you, you are not alone. I've been there too, but you are the only one who can advocate for your health. You are the professional, you are the boss of your own body. So making sure you understand what is normal, what is not, and how to advocate is the purpose of this video today. So this is a reminder that just because something is common, that a lot of women have it or whatever, does not mean it's normal. Common does not mean normal. If there is a symptom, if something feels kind of funky, it deserves to be looked at, addressed, and reversed. There are 3 symptoms that I have experienced a lot of women going to their doctors with, and their doctors telling them that that is just normal or common and not to worry about it. The first one being heavy periods and period cramps. If you are a woman who is experiencing that, you go to the doctor being like, is everything okay? Is this normal? What is wrong with me? Do I maybe have like endometriosis or something like that that needs to be looked at? And a lot of times your doctor is just like, all women have that, get on birth control. And what's that going to do? How is that helping you just feel kind of like everyone has that pushed off? Number 2, if you have gained weight unexpectedly or even lost weight and you go to the doctor and they just kind of look at you like, okay, just exercise and eat well. Or they'll maybe give you a blood test to look for PCOS, and that's about it. And especially as you're getting older, where you are losing or where you are gaining that weight, it could be very frustrating because it gets harder and harder to lose the weight. But a recommendation like just eat well and just work out isn't really helpful either, especially when you're wanting to understand what's changed to cause this weight gain or weight loss. And then finally, going to the doctor because you have fatigue is very common in my world to hear from women that they are exhausted, they are dragging themselves out of bed, they're struggling to sleep at night, they're struggling to make it through the day. They really don't feel like they're like present and living. They kind of feel like that out of body and they're just like slogging through the whole day. And a doctor will tell you that's normal as you get older. It's fine. Likely they'll be like, just lose weight or just eat better. And you're stuck with, well, what does that mean for me? And how can I help my fatigue? Period cramps, heavy periods, weight gain or weight loss, and fatigue are all signs that something is going on underneath the hood that should be addressed. They may be common for some women, but they are not normal, and you do not need to normalize them or take them for normal. But if you have these or other symptoms that you've gone to the doctor for and felt brushed off, what do you do? How do you advocate for your health? It's really hard when the doctor is looking at you like, I'm the professional. I went through years and years of schooling, and yes, they did. But it doesn't feel like they're truly listening to you. And you know your body best, and you know something isn't right. So how do you advocate for your health in this situation where they are the professional, they know best, but you're also the professional of your body and you know best? It seems like it could be butting heads, but there is a way to advocate for your health where you are respecting them and their profession, while also honoring and sticking up for your body. So here are 6 tips to help you advocate for your health when you do go to the doctor, knowing that something is maybe a little off, a little funky, and you don't want to live that way. Number 1, keep detailed notes. So make a note in your phone, on piece of paper, or whatever that you can share with your doctor in your appointment. Talk about when whatever happened started, how it's feeling, the frequency of it, what's going on. Just keep detailed notes. It might not feel very important to you, but the more notes you can present to your doctor, the more they will be able to see trends of what's going on. So instead of going in and being like, I'm tired all of the time, you can go in and be like, at the past couple months, I have been like dragging myself out of bed every single day. Like I am snoozing all the time. I have no energy. I am up every night at 3 a.m. just wide awake. I can't fall asleep most nights. So give them those details. Even going by the day of like, though during the week I am just drained and exhausted. I finally feel like I'm resting a little bit on Saturday, and then the week starts all over again. Giving them those kind of notes will help instead of giving them a vague thing of like, I'm tired. Number 2, create a list of questions for your doctor. So going on to, even if you have Googled, which I don't really recommend Googling your symptoms because it just kind of scares you, or WebMDing it or ChatGPTing it. But as you start having these questions coming up, um, or even if you have Googled it and you're like, oh, wow, they're mentioning X, Y, and Z could be the reason why. Make a list of questions for your doctor on your symptoms, why you're experiencing it, what their experience is with other women who have had these symptoms, and make the appointment more of a conversation instead of just you being like, I feel this way, and then being like, okay, just lose weight. Make it a conversation so that they can see that you are actively engaged in your health and you're taking this seriously as well. Number 3, ask for specific testing and blood work. I'm going to use the weight gain as an example, or weight loss as an example. This is a perfect time to ask for a thyroid panel because we should not be gaining a massive amount of weight or losing a massive amount of weight for no reason whatsoever. That typically means there's something else. So asking for a thyroid panel, asking for blood work, that is your right to ask for. If they do not give it to you, you can see another doctor and have that ordered. Another doctor will do that for you. But advocate for yourself, ask for the blood work so that you have a paper trail of what is going on underneath the surface with your blood. Number 4, even before your appointment, be very, very clear on your priorities of what you want to do versus what you don't want to do. I'm going to take period cramps and heavy periods as an example. If you're somebody who experiences those things, more likely than not, your doctor will recommend birth control. And if you are somebody who is like, I do not want to be on birth control because I've been on it in the past and it made me feel like my mental health was terrible, or I gained weight on it, or it didn't really help me, or I just don't want to really be on another pill. Whatever your reasoning is for not wanting to be on birth control. And again, if you do want to be on birth control, that is between you and your doctor. I'm not here to talk you out of it. But as an example, if you're somebody who just doesn't want to be on birth control, know that going in and advocate for yourself that way. So coming in and being like, here are my symptoms, here's a list, here's everything that's going on, here's the details. If your doctor is like, you have to go on birth control, you could be like, no, I don't want to go on birth control. What are other methods that I can explore to do this? Or you can even say it outright of like, yes, I know I have bad cramps. I don't really want to go on birth control because I don't like how it made me feel in the past. What are the other options I have? So understanding what you would be willing to do. And even if you don't know what you're willing to do, having that conversation with your doctor in the office, taking information and then doing your own research, asking for second opinions, etc., is really, really important to understand what you want to do with your body and your treatment plan or management plan. Number 5, be open, honest, and clear with your doctor and take notes. So I believe a lot of doctors have experienced women just kind of in there like wanting to like they just don't really know what's going on and they don't really like so the doctor is kind of given this vague idea and then the woman like doesn't really know what to do. When you're showing that you're engaged and active and you are really interested in feeling better, I believe your doctor will match that energy. So making sure that you are prepared, you are clear, you are just ready for that appointment. And then in that appointment, taking notes, asking questions, trying to understand more about your health. That is the huge part of advocacy. You need to understand, you need to ask questions. That is your time with your doctor. You don't get much of it, but ask the questions. Make sure that you leave that office feeling like you got the answers that you were looking for, whether it is like the answers you were actually looking for or not, but making sure you have an understanding of what's going on with your symptoms and how to help, what that treatment looks like. And finally, number 6, if you are not feeling like you and your doctor are really vibing, or you're not getting the answers, or there's a lot of pushback, like they don't want to pull blood work, or they're just really pushing like the birth control or whatever, and it's not aligned with you, do not be afraid to get a second opinion. Unfortunately, this is something that happens over and over again is women are just kind of shushed off. They're like, that's normal, that's common, you're fine, blah, blah, blah. And you know, because you're the boss of your body, you know that it's not fine, it's not normal, and it's not the way you want to live. You need to get that second opinion. You need to talk to another doctor. It is not in your head. You deserve answers. You deserve a treatment plan. You deserve management, and you deserve to feel amazing in your skin. So if you're not getting the answers that you want out of your doctor, totally fine. Sometimes that happens. It is okay to be frustrated, but be proactive and seek out another doctor to help you understand, who will maybe listen to you, who will pull the blood work. And if you go get that second doctor, make sure they know too. My previous doctor would refuse to pull blood work. I want X, Y, and Z pulled. I don't want to do this. So having that clear understanding of your priorities of what you want to do, what you don't want to do, and expressing that with the new doctor is important as well. So unfortunately, as a woman, this is something that we do need to consider. I've helped a lot of my clients go back and advocate for their health, ask for what they want, even fire their doctor and get a new doctor that actually listens to them. And I believe that you can too, just by having a little bit of preparation before your appointment and understanding that your symptoms are not normal. You do not need to take common symptoms as normal, that every woman has it. You should not feel symptoms at all. And so if you are feeling the symptoms, just know you are empowered. I am going to empower you right now. You know your body best. Please advocate for your health. Do not settle until you get the answers that you are looking for. I would love to hear your experience in the comments. Have you ever felt brushed off by your doctor, not listened to, or how have you advocated for your health? What have you found that works for you? Please share your experience. I would love to hear it. And that is all I have for you on Hormone Happy Hour. I will talk to you next time. Cheers.